Welcome to the Trinity Baptist walkthrough video for your drills for your sports camp coming up here in June. So we're starting off with the basketball drills, and your first one is talking about pushing with the finger pads and not the palm. So when you show kids how to dribble, you want to make sure they have a slight cup to their hand like this, kind of like they're catching a bug in the grass. And you want to push down with your wrist and your fingertips, not the whole palm like this. Okay, so one of the first drills that you might have some trouble with is just talking about the dribble relay. So the first thing you want to do is have kids go through the dribbling with the right hand, the left hand, working on the stance, and then putting together a slight relay race. So if you're in a gym or outside, just set up a whole line of kids, however many we need, make sure teams are even, and then have them do some sort of a race. You can have them go down here and around the X and back. You can set up multiple cones and have them weave through traffic and go back. Any kind of relay race that you want to will work out really well for them on that particular drill. And then dribble tag. This is one of my favorites. So whether you're inside or outside, set up some sort of perimeter. Use chalkboard or use the blacktop and just set up some sort of circle perimeter or square perimeter, either one. And then just put all the kids in here with basketballs. And basically what they do is they'll dribble the basketballs around, and each kid is trying to knock out the basketball of somebody else. Once the basketball leaves the circle, this person is out, and they have to sit out until the next round. Once you get down to 4 or 5 people, you shrink the area down so that it gets more challenging to knock the other person's ball out. But it's a really fun drill. All the kids I've ever taught really enjoy it. For your shooting station, which are talking about beef, and one of the drills after we show how to do balance, get our elbow up, and our follow through and our eyes is called close shots. So wherever your hoop is, so right here will be your hoop, you want to set up cones. So literally this close to the hoop. So only about a foot or two. And you'll have a line of kids at each one of these. So utilize as many hoops as you have to get the most shots. And what you want to do is have one kid will shoot here, and they'll rotate over, same from here to here. And they're supposed to be shooting with just one hand this close to work on getting their technique down with their arc. And backspin is the most important part on this particular drill. The next one's a turnaround. So you have your hoop here again, and you have a baseline, which is the line underneath the hoop. And you'll have a row of kids on each side. Then you'll have what's called a key. And what we want to do is we want to have the first athlete in line right here, and then the one behind them will have the ball. This one will run to here and turn around while this person passes the ball, and you want to do a catch and shoot onto this. Once she catches and shoot, this person goes. And you keep rotating back and forth. Once this one shoots, they go to the end of the line over here, they shoot, go to the end of the line over here, and then this person will run up and go next. So you alternate lines, so you keep it nice and smooth without anybody running into each other, and then everyone gets some shots on either side. So that one is the turnaround drill for the shooting station, which is going to be all inside as well. The next one is going to be knockout, which is, if you've never played it before, it's kind of hard to explain. That's why I'm doing this video for you. So knockout, you have the hoop here, you'll have the free throw line right here. So most of the time you'll have a line of kids starting here. The first 2 will have a ball, and how the game works is the first one will shoot. If he makes it, then he's safe, and he goes back to the end of the line. If he shoots and misses, then the second person with the ball shoots and makes it, this person would be eliminated. And then once he makes it, he goes back to the end of the line. If once they make the first shot, they can shoot from anywhere else until they make it. But it has to be, no matter who's shooting, if you're the first person shooting, you can't eliminate anybody. It's always the person behind you can eliminate you. So it's almost like kind of a leapfrog game with shooting baskets. But then this person, once this person shoots and makes it, this person will be out. They would go to the end of the line. He would then become number 1 and number 2. So he could eliminate him. 2 could eliminate 1, or 1 could make his basket and end up safe to the end of the line. And if 1 makes their basket and number 2 is still shooting, Then number 1 would then pass the ball back to here, and this person would become number 2, this person would become number 1, and so on and so forth until everyone's eliminated, which is another really fun game that all of my athletes really, really love when it comes to shooting a basketball. The next drill we're going down the page is showing proper defensive stance, which is just talking about making sure you are nice and balanced. Same with the rebounding stance. The boxing out drill that we have is you're going to have one person here, and another person here, and you're going to have, for the boxing out drill, you want to have this person, whoever's going to be doing the boxing out, step. So if you have your left foot here, right foot here, depending on which way you want to box out, if you're going to box out, you want to step to this part and then pivot and box out, or you could use the opposite leg too. So basically you're stepping into somebody and then you're kind of putting their butt in their thigh to do a proper box out move. Don't get the ball is the same thing as the box out move we talked about. Basically you'll have a basketball here and then one player here and another player here. So when you blow the whistle or say go, this player will step in and try to box out this player who's going to try to get to the ball any way that they can. Usually give them about 5 seconds. If this person gets to the ball, they win after 5 seconds. If this person boxes them out, then they are the winner. And you can do contests and make it a fun game with that as well. Box out sumo, you'll have a player here and a player here, and they'll go back to back. And you'll have like a line of cones or a line in the gym. And when you say go, these guys will start in the middle. You'll have a whole row of kids. So they'll all be back to back, so there'll probably be about 10 rows. When you say go, they have to try to push their partner behind the line, or this person push their partner back this line. So they're trying to box out, essentially walk backwards, their partner out of the line. So it's all about getting proper leverage and utilizing those box out skills that we teach them in the first place. All right. What's the next drill is rebound competition. So if you've got a hoop available to you, you can use the hoop outside. This one's going to be outside. If you don't have a hoop, you can basically just put one player here, and have them facing out. So have them face out, and then have a coach right here, and they'll basically just throw a ball up in the air, and you tell them shot, and then they'll turn around, and whoever the first person to get the rebound is the winner. You can make the person that doesn't get it, run like a half lap, but have them switch lines so they get a chance to face other kids. The last one's a scrimmage station, which is pretty self-explanatory. You let the kids play basketball 5-on-5, and then every 2 minutes you sub out. So for baseball day, we're going to go over a couple things here. So catching as an outfielder is pretty self-explanatory. One of the drills we're going to do is having them run a route. And basically what that is you're going to have a line of players here, and the first player is going to be up, and you're going to have a coach, and you're going to have the coach throw a baseball somewhere out here. This player is going to run and try to catch it while running a proper route to the ball. Whether they're good or bad at it doesn't matter, as long as they're having some fun. And you can switch it up and have them do all kinds of different routes. So you can throw a ball higher in the air, so they have to run a route more up and in. You can have them run so they have to do like an over-the-shoulder catch out here. Any kind of route that you want, just have some fun, and then you can kind of do it randomly after you go over the different kinds of throws there are for an outfielder. Throw golf. You would have a whole line of players here, and then you would set up like a hula hoop somewhere about 100 to 200 feet away, and you could put like a cone in the middle or any kind of marker, or have a coach stand out here as the pin, and just have them throw a baseball and see who can get the closest to getting a hole-in-one, or you can even make like a golf game out of it if you've got enough time. But that one's pretty fun. Hitting stations. We cover the batting stance in the hitting station, but soft toss is really easy. We're doing that in the gym. So if you're going to be in the gym, I know my triangles are terrible, or my rectangles are terrible. But in the gym, you want to put a home plate down here on this side, and then a home plate over here on this side, and then all the rest of your fielders will be out here, and you'll have a coach standing just a little bit to the front and off to the side, and then you're going to basically just toss wiffle balls or softy balls to the players here, so you can have 2 people batting at once without causing any damage, and then give each player 10 swings and let them rotate through and see how many times you can get through on the inside soft toss. Let the kids get some swings in. The tee hitting, once again, we were able to do a couple players at a time if we've got a tee. So if you're on the outside or inside on this, you can have people go opposite directions or have them on the baseline. But you would set up a tee the same way. You just have a tee right here and a tee right here. Have them on the baseline. And just once again give the kids 10 swings. And this is the time where they can work on form. And you're going to want them to work on, you can give them a challenge for either distance or accuracy. So you'll want your players being shoulder width apart and taking good swings at the tee, hitting out here. And you can either have them, like I said, you can put a target, like a golf target out in the middle or somewhere if you want to have them kind of have some fun with accuracy, or distance, so you can hit it the farthest in the gym. But just making sure you get as many kids involved at a time as you can is the #1 thing. Infield, so when we work on the defensive stance, we can do some pictures on those as well, but gator clamps, you're going to have kids in a line, so we'll have partners right here going across, and basically this area should be around 10 feet, and you just have them roll either a softball or a baseball. One person here will roll the ball to this person, and they will be in a good defensive stance and try to clamp it like this, up and down. So it'll look like this if you're looking at it from up and down. But from the side, it'll look like this. So hands will be up and down, trying to clamp on the ball when it comes in. And that's just so you're able to get everyone a chance to feel the ball without having to worry about being afraid of it, or people don't bring gloves. You can use tennis balls. Any kind of softball will be just fine when you work on that particular drill. The 3-cone drill is the next one after gator clamps. So this allows them to start putting throwing, fielding, and what we just talked about, starting to get their feet involved too. So if we are going to be pretty much anywhere, we're going to have our line of athletes right here, and then the first person will be up, and then there's going to be 1 cone here, 1 cone here, and 1 cone here, and then we'll have a first baseman over here. So how this works is you have a coach who rolls a ball right here. The player will field it by the first cone, and then you want them to shuffle their feet to the second cone, and then once they make it to the second cone, you want them to throw to the first baseman while running through the third cone. And this teaches kids to follow after they throw so they don't stop their momentum to get better throws. And you'll have a line of kids over here at first base as well. So once they throw, they get in the end of the line at first base, and once the first baseman catches it, they're going to go to the end of the line to field. And you'll be able to go through this a couple of times. And you can switch it up a little bit if you want to, but give each kid about 3 or 4 chances to go through each line to have some fun with it. And if people don't bring gloves, use the softballs once again. Tennis balls will also work. Just make sure you got something, if kids don't have gloves, that they're not afraid to catch a ball for some way, shape, or form. And then fielding ground balls, that one's pretty self-explanatory, but if you've got a baseball diamond that looks just like an ice cream cone, you got first, you got second, and you got third. Just have kids line up in each position, however many it needs to even it out, and have a coach here and a coach here. You either have a coach either bat or throw, but just throw it to each position and have them throw over to first. And once you go through that a couple of times, you can have them try to turn a double play. Pretty much any way you want to go to fill out the rest of the half hour you'll be able to get with your infielding drill. You should have plenty of things to keep all the kids busy on that one. Alright, the next drill we're going to go to is for our soccer day. So our soccer day, you're going to have all of the fun drills will be provided to you. I'll get you guys some printouts, but the first one is called Spread Out, and the Spread Out one is basically just a keep away. So a keep away game, you'll have everyone in the gym and literally just a bunch of kids, we'll call them X's and O's. You'll have one ball, and you want to just keep the kids with the X's are going to play keep away from the O's, and basically have each person guarding somebody man on man. Teach them how to spread out. You're not going to dribble with your feet, you're just going to do everything with your hands. So the kids will be running all over the gym trying to play keep away, and you can let that one go as long as you want. Clean up the yard. That is actually a really cool drill that I think you're going to get a lot of kids having a lot of fun with. But clean up the yard, you're going to mark out spaces. So you're going to make like a 30 by 30 or a 40 by 40 cones, and then you're going to do a second one right here. And you'll have 10 to 15 kids in each one of these, and then you'll have however many soccer balls you have, like 10 soccer balls. So the idea is to give the kids about 5 to 6 minutes just to kick the ball into each other's square. So these guys are trying to kick the ball into here, these guys are trying to kick the ball into here, and you'll have a line of coaches out here just to make sure you're not having balls go all over the place. But you give the kids about 5 minutes, and then whoever's got the most balls in their yard loses at the end of the time limit. So little kids get some energy out, let them kick, and it's not it's working on their passing and their finesse with the soccer ball. The next one is called Tug of War, which is a pretty crazy looking game, but I think they would have a lot of fun with it as far as trying to do some different things with it. So with Tug of War, you'll set up a couple rows of cones. So you're basically going to set up a couple rows of cones, and you'll have a special ball here. And how it works is you're going to split up the kids. So we'll say that there's 10 kids on each team, or however many circles I'm drawing. And then after that, each team will have 3 or 4 soccer balls. And the idea is what you're going to do is you're going to try to make a good pass at this ball, and you want to knock the ball onto the other side of the opposing team's cones. So you're trying to make passes here, and as the balls go through, obviously that's how many balls you have to pass. So as he passes through, and if he misses, these guys will get the ball and they can pass it back and forth. So whoever gets the ball across the line first wins, and you'll probably be able to do a couple different rounds of that depending on how well the kids are kind of getting the passing. But keep about 20 feet, 30 feet in between those cones so you have a little extra time kind of going through. Alright, the shooting game is the next one for soccer, and this is what the shooting game looks like. So how the shooting game works is you'll have 2 teams, so circles and triangles, and you'll put a circle right here first, so you'll have once again about your 20 yards in between on these 2 cone lines. And how this works is you put a goal right in the middle, so 2 cones, you set it up about 8 to 10 feet across, and then one player will shoot here, and the circle needs to block, or if it goes past, he makes a save, makes a goal, either way. So you just kind of keep score of who's going to win this game. So coaches will be keeping score of how many goals these guys score, how many goals these guys score. But first triangle will shoot, and the first square or the first circle will try to block or save, or hopefully not let a goal go by. But no matter what happens, this person will run back up here to the end of the line. This person will become the next goalie. So